are going to be faring, going up against what you expect here in the audience watching from home. Going to be the fan favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stage for the second time this season, the New York Excelsior.
New York Excelsior coming out tonight. One of the big fan favorites to take it all in Season 1. A nearly flawless inaugural season for this squad. They fell short in the end. They struggled in Stage 4, and they're trying to bounce back after what was a rough victory just 2 days ago. They're not able to dominate in this match against a new squad in the Justice. It will raise questions about the New York Excelsior.
Yeah, already had a couple questions raised with that near loss to Boston Uprising, another team that kind of slid down the power rankings during the off-season, but certainly did surprise, much like they did during the inaugural season. The New York Excelsior have gotten that first day back on the stage. They're coming in with a little bit more experience here for this season. Justice in their debut could have those stage jitters. Gotta shake those off if they want to find success against one of the biggest teams in the league.
Certainly a lot of experience as well. They have that massive advantage over the Washington Justice, not only, of course, in our inaugural season, but many of these players are Apex veterans as well.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the map set presented by Toyota. See where we are headed here today. Ilios will be kicking us off on Control, followed up by Kings Row for Hybrid, Horizon for Assault, and rounding things out with Rialto on Escort.
Very much a map where Giannis, if he does play well, can excel. Rialto there in the end. Obviously, originally mostly a Reinhardt player at the beginning of his career on Luxury Watch Blue. Things have changed a lot since then, but we're going back to a meta that suits his strengths on that Rhine.
Ilioso, one of those big ones, depending on which rounds we see. Winston, very big on this map set, so we'll have to see how these guys are going to fare. Lots of pressure on the Washington Justice. Shout out to the hats they were wearing when they walked out. I would have went for the powdered wigs if it was me. But here we go. Ruins will be kicking us off.
Yep, and this is going to be one of the maps where there's definitely a lot of variation between whether you're going for Rhine versus Rhine or Winston versus Rhine. The Reinhardt going to give you more of an anchor on the center of the map. You can operate around that side room better than the Winston can if you can get it first, but the Winston's going to give you more mobility, more flexibility to harass the backline. Mono will lock in the Winston here after showing that Reinhardt initially, so it's that matchup between him and his former teammate Giannis here, who's going to look to get control of the center first and hold on tight.
Pushing their way through, taking some lob shots here, Corey. Just trying to get whatever he can. No connections to be found yet. Bubble going to be coming up. 40 energy ready to go for the Zarya. Decent tags there on the JJONAK, but he will be all right. Gets that armor pack from Libero. Get himself right back into the fight.
Notice New York Excelsior hangs back. They get a pick, though.
Yeah, Keto gonna be taken down. JJONAK just opening things up here for NY. They push forward, get the first cap here onto the point. Washington Justice still playing forward. Trying to maybe turn this one around. They take Mono quite low, but now Otto gonna be eliminated. Echo nearly burned out of the mech. JJONAK still here on the point, just gonna be spamming away with the left clicks. It's tagged in the back, but he's still facing forward. He's not worried about Giannis. He knows that his team can handle that pick.
JJONAK is such a good Zenyatta player. You think of Zenyatta as a healer, a support, but in this case, he's DPS. They wait, they don't go into that formation I was talking about with the Rhine. They use poke at range, knowing that JJONAK's gonna win the matchup against Guido there in that regard. They get the opening pick. That's the go sign for Mono to dive in. Very well played here by New York Excelsior. Very patient usage of the Winston here. Now they have complete control.
Shadow gonna be online. If we can find a big one here for Justice, might be enough to flip the point over. Only 40% game so far. Now it's going to be on that low ground by himself for the moment. This corridor thrown in onto the Reinhardt. Jump over the side. Shadow going to be coming down. Only manages to find one. Nama will be able to stand back up, but the Reinhardt's going to be taken down. Mono trying to stay alive. Primal Rage going to be popped. Transcendence will go ahead and burn him back up, so he will be quite safe. The rest of New York, in the meantime, pushing forward, trying to find any picks that they can get on this exit from Washington Justice, and it's going to be several.
One of the weak points of the Rhine on attack when you are trying to assault a point like this is you're really reliant on that speed boost. You have no mobility compared to the Winston, so your approach is pretty transparent. It's very obvious the way you're going to come in, when you're going to use your speed boost. Makes it very easy for New York Excelsior to just kind of back off, eliminate Giannis first. He went for the shatter there, very predictable. And now he's going to try it again. He's not going to go change over to the Winston despite using that ultimate.
I mean, look how aggro they're playing right now, right up on top of them. Outside the dropship, already decent damage coming through. Washington Justice, multiple ultimates to utilize. They're going to have to use them right now. Gonna see Fozix trying to use the sound barrier, but he's gonna get popped by that self-destruct. Meko denies the shield in a way. New York Excelsior, in the meantime, they have their own shields coming through. I don't even know if they need them. JJONAK just comes up with a double kill in the back end of the fight. Absolutely massive. They just take it.
Very one-sided here for the Excelsior. We talked about Giannis' proclivity to run the Reinhardt over the Winston. And if you took a look at that last fight, as you said, the high ground controlled by New York, that's the moment where you need that verticality, you need the leap, the jump pack that Winston has. You're not going to be able to contest that with a Ryan. You have no ultimates. The high ground control there, absolutely crushing the Justice as they headed through. It's not a good look for the start here, but we'll see if that depth gets shown the Justice roster as we move forward.
Fantastically done. 100-0 on that first round. And as you can see right there, guys, if you're a big fan of JJONAK, go ahead. Make sure you pick up that Twitch All Access Pass. You can watch his POV to see how he does it on that Zenyatta, because no one else quite does it like JJONAK.
Nobody does it like JJONAK, man. He is certainly a one-of-a-kind type of player.
Absolutely. Well, will be that Reinhardt standoff here right in the center. JJONAK already looking for an angle, looking for a target. Mono in the meantime managed to find a pin on the Phozix, takes him out of the fight right up front. That's going to make for easy cleanup. That slow healing coming through from Guido on the Zenyatta, not going to be enough to keep the tanks alive. New York Excelsior going to be capping the point first yet again.
This is a rough look. Giannis, if you look at his ult charge with very little damage done in that fight, he's at a fifth of what Mono was able to do, so nowhere near the Shatter, which is going to be one of their big engage tools. And if you see the formation here, is so much damage will be taken by the Justice, or to the Justice here, by the time they actually get in position. Anamo going to knock them off. Oh, gets knocked himself.
Does get spotted out, but he's all right. No way to kill him off. Goes right back over with his squad. New York Excelsior just playing here, right in the center of this low ground. Washington Justice trying to match.
They're willing to play slow.
Very far away from a shatter. Mono has his ready to go. Waiting for that opportunity. He sees it. It's going to be a triple. Knocks him down. Corey, the first one of all. Mono going low. Fire strike to the face. Will be taken out by Sansum, but is that going to be enough for Washington Justice to get their way over onto the point? Rally's going to be out from Libero, armoring up the remaining members, including JJONAK there. He does have that Transcendence set. Washington Justice, however, they do start getting their first percentage of their season as they take this one away from New York. Seems like they don't want to fight without that Reinhardt in front.
Sansum being demeched here, though, means that New York has an opportunity to come in and use this grab. Guido has the answering trance. He uses it early, though. This is a huge problem because now there's no answer to the grab.
Yeah, no, there is not. Throws it down, locks up Corey. Bomb's going to be coming through on the inside, looking for a pickoff. Will not be able to find one. Hoop comes out. Corey going to be going off the side of the map. Libero finds that. Flip. You would expect to come back through as Otto gets cleaned up.
Good judgment by the Excelsior here. Realizing Sansum is down, they could take a 6v5 fight in terms of damage output. Even though there was a trance there, they knew it would have to be used early because they needed that healing output to survive the fight. But then the follow-up grab comes through. Very nicely done. Very much willing to give the point away, knowing that they were going to be able to force this advantage.
Working their way back over. Justice need to do something quickly. Ultimate's on the way. Phozix holding on to the sound barrier. See if he can get this one off. We'll go ahead, open things up. Shatter's going to be coming down from Mono, but he's not going to be able to find anything. Awkward placement of that. Now the cap comes through. Grab down search, locking him up. Bomb over the top, looking for a pick. It's going to be Libero going down. Justice do lose out on Giannis in the front line, but they pop Meko out, and they will be able to clean that up, so it seems like they will maintain control for now.
Good combo play between Corey and Sansum there. Very well executed. New York Excelsior kind of getting caught out there. JJONAK only just now getting that Transcendence back online. And now for the first time, Washington Justice will actually control the high ground themselves, making the next attack here for New York Excelsior a little bit tricky as they rotate around here. Giannis cannot get picked, though. He's very far out, looking for that Shatter.
And needs to kite his way back. Will be able to do so. They're pushing forward, however. Bubble comes down, trying to keep him alive. Shatter online. Just looking for a moment to throw that down. Otto manages to pop Meko out of the mech here. Nicely done from him. Shatter going to go straight into Mono's shield. Nothing to be gained from Justice there. But they're about to take the lead here on a Lighthouse. 72% to 75. Graviton Surge going to be coming down from New York Excelsior. Looking for the kills. Giannis, gets shattered in from behind. Mono knocks him to the ground. Gets the fire strike to seal the deal on the kill. D-Mech kill, or remake kill rather, from Meko. Takes out Corey. The cleanup comes through, and New York Excelsior will be able to grab this point again.
Full control as well here. And when you look at the ultimates, only support ultimate available for Justice is going to be Phozix's Sound Barrier. And that's probably the tool they're really going to have to use to fight without those tank ultimates. So when they boost through here, they're going to use the barrier to engage. All Excelsior has to do is live through that part of the fight, and they've got this in the bag.
Bomb into the alley. Trying to find a pick.
He's dead! He can't barrier! He can't barrier now!
No, he can't! They can't rely on that now. It's just going to be the rally out from Otto as overtime starts coming through. One member over onto the point to at least force out that OT. It's going to be taken away. They have to get in right now if they want to flip this around. Charge through from Giannis, but he's going to hit the wall and he's going to go down. Nene just burns him down. High energy on this Zarya. The grab comes in. Otto going to get popped. Sunsum desperately tries to dump that bomb, but will get taken out before he can get the remake. They find JJONAK, but that's about as good as it's getting right now for the Washington Justice as they try to string together onto the point to elongate this overtime, but it just does not seem to be working because New York Excelsior, they're the ones in the kill feed coming up with them. Washington Justice.
New York Excelsior just reading the Justice like a book here. Every single approach is defended. Well played.
Absolutely, New York Excelsior kicking things off with a 1-0 here at the start of the day. Fantastically done from them. Let's see if Washington Justice can tie it up when we come back from the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently just one map into the series between the Justice and the New York Excelsior. The latter leading 1-0 here at the moment after a 2-0 victory on Ilios.
Yeah, very nicely done there. That last self-destruct coming through, really shutting down what the Justice were trying to do. Fozik's dying before they could barrier. Again, a predictable approach when you're reliant on these Lucios. We're headed into King's Row now, Achilles, though, for the second map. It's going to be more of the same, you have to imagine. And so far, Giannis, even when he's on the Rhine, is losing out in the tank v tank battle. Big questions about whether they can bounce back in this at this point after such a dominant performance from New York on Ilios.
Well, that makes me wonder, losing out kind of in the 3-3 battle there on Ilios. Do they want to try to change something up on the side of the Justice? Do they want to go for some more damage dealer picks in here? So far, covering a couple different things. We'll see what they're going to piece together by the time the clock ticks down. New York Excelsior will be kicking things off on defense. Seems like we'll just be the standard 3-3 from them.
Seems that way. There's a few different ways the Justice could approach the attack. We could see Sombra in the mix. Certainly something that Otto, I feel, has got to be at this point pretty well versed in, given that Sombra is rising in the meta very quickly. And what's setting a lot of teams apart, I think, from the middle to the top is how effective teams can play around the Sombra. Locking in at the moment the Orisa, but I don't think that will be long-term. Nope, it's just going to be 3-3 here with Guido with a scouting Sonic Arrow. So mirror compositions across the board. Let's see if this time Giannis can get the edge in the Reinhardt versus Rhine. He's been struggling, he's been aggressive, but New York has punished that many times already, cutting him off from the squad.
It's gonna be right side wrap around, get up onto that high ground. See if they want to just drop down and try to cut across the other side. Right now, just going to be spamming out, trying to fish for any damage they can get those ults moving up.
Jumping down here.
Yeah, a few will be dropping down. Corey up onto the high ground.
Yep. Corey, one of the only players who can't really get back up there once he jumps down, so he's trying to stay up as long as possible. Gets a better angle for right clicks as well.
In onto the point, they take up just a little bit, but have to just keep playing footsies here on the point. Inching forward, inching back. No real chance to get a hard commitment here at the moment.
New York just trying to stay out of Corey's range. I love how passive they're playing here. They're gonna have to commit now that Corey's dropped down though.
Yeah. Pushing forward, Mono gonna be walking up, starts swinging away. Transcendence already online for Guido. Nicely done by him. JJONAK not too much further behind. 87% to go. Or we have those matching Zenyatta ults ready to go.
New York just really staggering in and out to prevent that tick. They're going to come in once again right before the tick is complete. Now JJONAK's got the Transcendence, as you mentioned, so they can go for a hard commit here. It's a game of support ult chicken here as both teams want to hold that the longest time possible.
Oh, Graviton Surge going to be coming up. Oh, they locked down Corey by himself. That's going to be the Transcendence out. Guido can't even keep Sansam up. So they go ahead, they lose that massive support ultimate.
And this is what, you know, when I say support ult chicken, I mean the person who uses their Transcendence last always has the advantage because they have the longer healing throughput. In this case, they waited too long. They lost it, then they pulled the trigger, and unfortunately it was just too late for Guido. He wasn't in range, he wasn't in position to get that heal off, and so New York Excelsior wins the exchange. They did have to use a Graviton for this, but JJONAK held his trance.
They'll still have that one in the back pocket. Nene gonna be trying to build up for that next grab, get the big 6 for New York.
Okay, Nene just poking. The defending Zarya is always gonna be able to build faster with right clicks.
I mean, he might end up lapping Corey at the moment. Corey only gonna be at 84% at the moment. Rally's gonna be coming out from Libero and Auto to match. They just keep playing right on the edge. Neither team looking to commit. Shadow's gonna be coming down yet again, finding the solo on a Corey, but this time it's gonna be a sound barrier out from Phosix to keep him alive. They're in onto the point, starting to take their way up. New York Excelsior though, they re-aggress, they push forward, they shove them back. They have Giannis down below half HP, so he cannot play that far forward. He's got to kite back and stay safe. Graviton Surge going to be coming down, locks up Mono Transcendence, then from JJONAK, bomb up into the air, sends him looking for the pick. Not going to be able to find it. Mbeko gets to Baby Demo with a self-destruct of his own, denying that remake, and New York Excelsior now might be able to make this fight work, and it seems like they will be able to because Nene comes up with a double kill.
And this is such a big deal. Now Washington Justice doesn't really have any way to open this point up on the follow-up attack. The stagger makes it worse. They realistically have one more solid push. They've got one more play to make. Corey in the longer fight, if he can get the rally from Otto, as once that finishes, he'll be able to build a grab before JJONAK has Transcendence. That's their best option here, but it's a very tight window. Much easier said than done. The execution for New York Excelsior, playing back, not engaging until the last second, makes it so difficult for Washington to actually even get that last 30% here for Corey. He's so close, but yet so far.
Energy not looking good for him either. Bubble up there on Giannis. We'll go ahead, surge him up to around 70. Damage gonna start becoming decent, but now Guido and Otto both gonna be taken down. Now Giannis to follow. Graviton Surge does lock up New York Excelsior, but there's just no one to get the kills.
Otto dies before he can rally. That's what they needed. It's just simply not going to happen. Very well played by the Excelsior. It feels like almost abusing game mechanics, stepping in and out of the point. Very well played.
Absolutely brutal at the hands of the New York Excelsior. A full hold at the start of Kings Row. One tick, all that they are going to need to make this a 2-0 series very, very rapidly. And Washington Justice, after what we've seen, be very tough to hold them off. We'll see if they can pull it off when we come back from the breaks. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are halfway through Kings Row. Washington Justice getting full held here. And now New York Excelsior, all the time in the world to just get a single tick on A to make this a 2-0 lead in the series.
Certainly a very patient game that New York played there. Only engaging before the tick is gotten. That's the only way you're going to get it locked in. It will recede back to 0. If you get it, step onto the point before they actually lock it in, win the fight. Never putting themselves in positional disadvantages. We will see Libero start this out with a Widow shot before swapping back over to the Brigida here.
Yep. JJONAK as well, over to the Zen.
There's no room for mistakes here on
Absolutely.
Washington Justice. If they lose a single member to a Reinhardt charge from Mono, it's all over.
See right there, the grab charge from Nene. Pretty phenomenal. 3 grabs in 71 seconds each. So lapping Corey.
All right, they're going to get this high ground, too. This is a really scary moment for Washington Justice. They let them get up here. That's never what you want to do. They need to back away, make sure they don't get burned down from above. Nene's already across here, 54 energy.
A decent angle, wants to try to flip that shield from Giannis over to the side so they can open up for somebody else to get on top of him. They're going to be pushing back over the
Giannis!
back entrance of the hotel. And oh man, Giannis, yeah, he is isolated by himself. Seems like he will be able to push back out here with the rest of his squad, but New York Excelsior, they're in onto the point. The cap's nearly
Giannis
gone
is
through
stuck.
already.
He's
Giannis,
stuck.
he gets pooped off. They almost just take it, and they will! Oh my goodness gracious!
And there were 2 mines on the defense there for the Justice. One side of the coin is mimicking what we just saw from the Excelsior, backing away, avoiding that high ground.
You hate to see it happen, but it does. 2-0 lead for NYXL. We'll be right back.
Welcome back in, everybody. It is halftime, and the NYXL are rolling out the welcome mat for the Washington Justice in the only way that they know how, by dominating, as they are up 2-0. I'm here with Zoe and Mr. X. Guys, what are the NYXL doing so well in this match that has them up 2-0?
I mean, they're really just playing like they always do. I don't think they do anything special. Great to see Nene being great again after we saw him in his first match.
It may even be a little bit of something where, maybe New York feels like they didn't play that great against Boston the other day, and they wanted to come in here and
really
make
bring it home
a
today.
statement. And the Washington Justice are on the other end of it.
To be fair, though, I think it's great for the Justice to have this as their very first matchup.
Yes.
Get it out of the way,
Right.
Like, put that behind us. That's a trial by fire.
They're in the same division. They got to play each other again.
Shh. Don't tell them yet.
Might as well go ahead and just, see how that high level feels, how that top tier feels. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from this match. Pretty much all on the NYXL side, because they were pretty much stunting the entire first half.
Actually, Justice did win one team fight, if I counted correctly. So there's that.
Yes.
And I think when you look at the Washington Justice, like, they have the talent, right?
Yes.
I mean, we've seen Janice play last year with NYXL. He's that caliber of player. We've been hyped up about Corey, knowing a lot of our pre-match stuff. And Otto, I thought was a really shining star of the Shanghai Dragons last year, although obviously it doesn't result in any wins. But I think like they have the talent. I think it's just a really tough match here against New York.
Yeah, and over the course of 2 maps, the Justice unfortunately only managed to actually get 6 kills.
Yeah, six
overall.
final blows over the course of the 2 maps. Yeah, so not ideal.
Rough start.
That is crazy, guys. Well, we're 1/2 down. We've been seeing a lot of this 3-tank, 3-support meta, Matt.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen I've gotten tweeted a lot like, hey, I'm going into my rank play games and people are playing 3 tanks, 3 supports, and then everyone's just scattering everywhere. So I figured we'd teach you guys a little bit on how to play the 3-tank, 3-support combination. So for the sake of the demonstration, I'll be the Reinhardt for
Are you sure?
for the halftime
Shouldn't that
team.
be the taller person?
Yeah, I should be Reinhardt. No, you Reinhardt?
So, I mean, we're both very short. I'll be Reinhardt.
All right, let's go.
You will be Diva.
You can be
for this.
Reinhardt today. I'll be Reinhardt tomorrow.
yeah.
Don't worry about
I
it.
automatically call Zarya because
Yes.
Zarya's Bay. As a matter of fact,
so-
I even got a prop for this. This is my
So, yeah,
gun.
All right,
we
nice,
need a
nice.
bubbles. Obviously, our Zarya needs bubbles.
Yeah, let's see how.
It'd be
yeah,
great
got
if
the
we
bubbles.
had
There we
like
go. There we go.
an opposing Reinhardt.
An opposing Reinhardt.
Yeah,
Who
would be
would
a
yeah,
good?
Reinhardt.
I know the perfect person who could be an opposing Reinhardt.
Someone asked for a Reinhardt?
It's our internal Reinhardt specialist, Reinforce. So we're gonna really talk about like what the tanks should do in this
Okay.
type of situation.
Oh, my
So-
expertise.
Yeah, so we're going to be the tanks here. You're going to be
Okay.
the opposing tank. I feel bad for you. But
Oh, wow.
our job really is, if our Zenyatta can get to the side, right, land a Discord orb here on Reinforce. Discord.
Always keep a Discord
above his
handy.
head. No, with the Discord orb above his head, that's going to force their Zarya to bubble him. Then Discord orb's going to go away, right? So that gives our team a huge opportunity here.
Right.
So I'm our Reinhardt. I'm just going to walk right up to the opposing team's Reinhardt,
no.
swinging away.
I need a
Swinging
boop
I have
with
the
my
I have the
heels.
power here of Zarya, right?
Yep.
Can bubble me because I'm not taking any damage at this point because I'm still just getting bubbled.
This is kinda
We have
not real.
Diva,
Gone.
defense matrix, come on through. Yep. Eventually
Where's
you're gonna
my
fall.
heels, bro?
Eventually you're
Where's
gonna
my
fall.
heels?
So
no.
once we kill the opposing team's Reinhardt, we're able to just use our speed boost, push all the way through.
Do we have a rest or something?
One
No
second.
res here. Okay. Oh.
Okay.
We'll bring him back. Yep. There you go. And that's how you're supposed to play with
We're
your tank line in
actors
that type
also,
of
by the way,
competition.
in case you haven't
Thank
noticed.
you.
You're welcome. I'm on
Why
your
don't you
team
tell
now.
us what your supports could have done a little bit better?
Heal
keep you
me.
up?
First and
Besides
foremost, heal me.
Okay.
Well, the armor
Nanos,
pack.
come on.
The armor pack is obviously really important.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then as well, my Zarya,
I gotcha.
my Zarya needs to keep her bubble cooldown up to
Yeah.
clear that Discord orb, because otherwise I take so much damage. So you need to keep that Zarya shield handy and not use it too early in the fights. That's really key to this fight.
Yeah, because if I have that bubble and I'm running at him, I'm taking no damage. I have the defense matrix as well, because we've rotated a lot of our cooldowns successfully. We're able
We
to
can
take out the other
also,
Reinhardt.
of course, lose your boop.
What?
You're supposed
I
to
was
fall,
waiting
man.
for it. I was
I think you're
waiting
supposed
for
to fall.
it.
Hey, the ground looks hard, man. I don't want to fall.
You
I
don't
wanna
fall very far, though, so it's fine.
All right, guys.
Oh.
And everyone there, that's how you play the 3-3 tank meta.
Hey!
Give it up for Matt for the demonstration and for Reinforce for coming out and being our opposing Reinhardt. Thank you so much, Reinforce. So good seeing you. And with that, guys, we got another half to go in this matchup, and we're getting ready to jump back into that right after the break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Man, what a series it has been so far for NYXL. 2-0, very swiftly, the fastest series that we've had so far this season, it would seem.
Yeah, it may be the record for the whole season. I don't know if it can get much
Maybe just for the league for forever. We don't really know.
Well, we'll have to see if the Justice can bounce back. Unfortunately, right now, New York Excelsior is just playing too patient. They're making the best judgment calls, you know, around the Reinhardt, around fighting against Giannis, who got caught and split off in that last fight. We will see Hyunwoo is subbing in for Phozix. Phozix did have that one death in the critical moment on Ilios, but otherwise has been playing a solid Lucio. But Hyunwoo, someone you and I have been commentating in Korea for a long time.
Yeah, you know, was kind of operating as a coach, but also as a sub in it from time to time, so we would see him play just a smattering of times. So not the most experience for him, at least in the contenders era of Korean Overwatch. We'll see how he's been holding up, how much practice he's been able to do with this roster, and whether or not things are going to maybe gel a little bit more with the Korean voice, another Korean voice rather, thrown into the mix. But Horizon Lunar Colony will be our assault map, so let's go ahead and jump straight into it with Washington on the defense.
And Hyunwoo was very often the main support sub in Korea on the rosters he saw.
Yeah,
most
Mercy
recently,
a lot.
Yeah, most recently Metabellum, but yeah, mostly a Mercy player. And that kind of specialist, you'd see him subbed in on maps, for example, where you see a lot of Pharah and Mercy combos. But in this case, just going to be playing the Lucio here over Phozix as we head into this one. Will be the defense first for the Justice. We will see Mano takes the Winston here for extra mobility with Nene on that signature Tracer. Very much a lot of threat onto the back line with this. Hyunwoo and Guido need to be careful about getting caught, with Libero also now on this Sombra. They're going to swap it up with the Scout, so no Tracer after all.
Yeah, it spots him up, well, but actually okay. Going to be changing things up considerably at the moment. Libero going to be showing us the Pharah coming through, and Amanal going to be swapping over onto the Mercy. And they still sticking through with the Tracer.
Okay, so we're going to start to see this triple DPS style with the Wrecking Ball here. Very disruptive, hard to actually keep your comp together against this.
And just trying to lock everybody into the room here. Rocket's going to be coming down from above. Libero looking for some damage. Defense Matrix does deny away a lot of those, so not going to be able to find too much. Yano, however, tagged down, will be safe. So far have not been able to get any meaningful damage in, have not been able to find a pick, but they're in onto the point and gaining the first tick. Washington Justice, they have to do something. They're still just hiding away from this far at the moment. They finally start pushing forward. Yano nearly getting popped off the bat. And they're going to be dashing around like a madman with that Tracer, trying to find a pick-off into the back line. Nearly 2 ticks gained for New York Excelsior, playing this one out very slowly. Barrage going to be online for Libero, now looking for an opportunity. Pop-up D-Matrix has been used by Sensa, but still not going to be going in or commit on the ult yet.
Mobility is the name of the game for New York Excelsior's composition here. It's hard for Washington Justice to commit into a fight when they're at half health.
Barrage just right here in the gateway. Whoa, Libero get knocked to the side, will be taken down in the end. Hyunwoo is going to be the only one that he's able to find with that Barrage. Transcendence now out from Guido onto the point. New York Excelsior peeling back for the moment. Nene still going to be skirting around the point here.
Guido may regret using that trance there. Hyunwoo's going to have to run back to the point. That's what Nene's looking for him right now, because Hyunwoo's going to have that counter barrier for the EMP that's ready now, and Nene's going to intercept right now. A huge play by Nene to chase him
down.
down.
He can get the kill. He's still going lower. Has to use the recall. Hyunwoo's still just going to be healing up. Gets that little mini pack.
The EMPs
goes back.
The EMP2 are EMP'd now.
Yeah, caught them out, but haven't gotten the kill onto Guido. One of the most crucial members that they could have gotten, but they're still going to be taking it up onto the point. Hyunwoo pushing forward, trying to contest this one. Sound barrier's going to be out from the side of the Justice. Guido does manage to find JJONAK. Close pump in. Yano's going to be knocked down below half HP. The res there from Manamo puts JJONAK right back into the action. Washington Justice still playing up onto the point. They've surrendered 92.5% so far. New York Excelsior now losing out on Mono. Might have to take a step back again and try to reset. But as I say that, main tank's going to be exchanged. Nene comes up with the kill.
Okay, still going to be stable here for Justice for the moment. Great play by Nene, though, to intercept Hyunwoo there. Absolutely god-tier game sense. It's not enough, though. The EMP doesn't come up big for Meko.
Libero, lower and lower. That 100 energy here from Corey starting to hurt quite a bit. Getting closer to that Graviton Surge, nearly has it ready to roll.
Okay, this is
up the top.
A bit shaky now for the Excelsior, but they're going to have that EMP ready now for Meko. If he survives here, he's so low.
But they use the Transcendence up from JJONAK. Now they're not going to have that in response to Corey's Graviton Surge, so this is actually going to be a decent opportunity for Washington Justice to win in the next fight.
Huge, they hounded that Meko, but he's now res. The EMP's got to be the X factor here.
Yeah, grabs out Meko, tries to get out of there, dumps the EMP, but he's going to get popped. Corey comes up with a double kill. Point starting to tick up again. The barrage comes in from Libero. He's going to get a double this time. Looking for a little bit more, pushes his way back, but Corey gets another double kill on top of it all. And Washington Justice continue to hold. And New York Excelsior, now they're down to just 30 seconds.
Very impressive stuff from the Justice now. This was a very scrappy set of team fights back to back. In terms of set plays, in terms of the chess pieces, New York Excelsior had every advantage in our first two maps. However, in these crazy chaotic fights, Washington Justice is coming up big.
They're swapping over to the 3-3. They're going to try to match this, but they have no ultimates to win this fight. They just have to grind against Washington Justice to try and get this victory and then maybe try to get a snowball for a decent time bank on B. Giannis holding on to the shatter. Slams it down, finds one, looks for the kill on Namo. Gonna be taken out of the fight. OT starting to tick away. New York Excelsior, they have to step in. Meko goes forward, tags it back up, keeps things rolling, but Corey comes up with another kill. Mono gonna be going down. The pins there on the JJONAK, and Washington Justice are looking to pull up a full hold against the New York Excelsior here on Horizon.
It's only going to be the 2 ticks. That's it. Meko is out, and that is going to be overtime ticking down.
Unbelievable from Kings Row to this. Washington Justice with Yano on the desk there. Turn things around massively. Reverse sweep, still far cry hope for them, but they're getting it rolling. Let's see if they can continue this when we come back from the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Man, what a turn of events here at the first half of Horizon Lunar Colony. Washington Justice on Kings Row getting full health, now turning around and full holding New York Excelsior on Horizon Lunar Colony out of the blue completely.
Yeah, I mean, it's really what New York was trying to do is super, almost 40 chess levels of play, trying to prevent Keanu from coming back to the point, getting that EMP out from Meko. Really complex strategy they were running there with the Pharah as well all together. But when it didn't pan out, Washington Justice had the better comp for defense, and they were just going to win that scrappy fight. So it seems like one of the weak points we've identified here for New York potentially is when things don't go according to plan, they do sort of fall apart. They're very late on swapping their heroes off. They're trying to make the plan work no matter the cost. And Washington Justice comes up big here with the defense as a result.
And swapping around a minute, a chance. Swapping at 30 seconds. Not really. Not, you know, unless you just fully outplay your opponents, you're really not setting yourself up for success in that moment. So Washington Justice on the attack, looking to beat that 92.5% that was established by New York Excelsior.
Just running a standard 3-3. Mono having the Winston here versus that Reinhardt. So a lot more mobility, a lot more threat.
Playing far forward, but he's just going to get stunned. Otto says, thank you very much. You came straight to me. Have a shield bash to your face.
Yeah, that was very aggressive positioning there, very risky, really reliant on his opponents not sniffing that out. This is a huge opportunity for Washington Justice to just take the map now. If they can commit in, if they can collapse onto the point, they've got a speed boost available. Yano's still holding that. They don't even need it. They've got control of the choke.
They're in onto the point. New York Excelsior still going to be waiting for Mono to rejoin as he swaps over onto the Reinhardt. The second tick nearly there. Washington Justice looking to take their first map in the 2019 season. Yano, however, gonna get picked off. JJONAK opens things up a bit for New York Excelsior, but they need a lot more. They need to stay on this point full time.
JJONAK trying what he made to get some right-click damage in. It's just not happening right now.
Hasn't been able to get too much still. Pin from behind. Giannis says, hey, how you doing? Knocks him right out of the park. Mono, however, gets a little bit of vengeance for that Zenyatta. Fire strike to the face does take Giannis out of the fight. They try to turn things around. Grab, pins him into the wall. Corey locking him up. They just have to clean up a few more people. And this point is going to be theirs. Sound barriers out from Anamo, trying desperately to keep them in this fight. The bomb is there. They'll tick up. Washington Justice bounce back after Kings Row in the biggest way possible. Get the full hold, and they close out Horizon.
New York just dropping the ball in a lot of ways here. Mono's overextension is going to cost them big, cost them the map.
And what could have been a 3-0, a closeout on the series right there is now a 2-1, and a reverse sweep is looming on the horizon. It is very possible now. Washington Justice, they look alive, they look reinvigorated. Can they pull it off? We're gonna find out, guys, when we come back from the break. Don't go anywhere because you do not want to miss it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It feels like we're doing this a lot because these games have just been boom, 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 back and forth. But this time at the hands of the Washington Justice, taking down New York Excelsior here on Horizon, getting themselves a map win and keeping their hopes alive in this series.
Certainly has been do or die for the Excelsior. Absolute domination or falling apart when the strategy that they've prepared doesn't work out. And you know, we had some really strong plays by Giannis in particular in that last map where he was able to get those pin kills. Taking out JJONAK in particular was one of the big moments that swung it in their favor.
Yeah, him not seeing that coming was pretty much the thing that really busted open the point, allowed them to get in there and start ticking up. 92.5%, almost full capping it is what they needed. They ended up getting it, and now they're alive. They keep their hopes in this series to maybe try to pull off another reverse sweep. You and I already had a 5-game set. We had that reverse sweep coming through from Toronto Defiant yesterday. Washington Justice, can they do it? It would be absolutely huge for them to kick things off like that in their season.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Mono's overextension there as well on Horizon, that's one of the things we have to question. You know, they're taking a huge risk in this moment because they know they have to full hold. They've been full held already, right? And they have to prevent their opponent from getting that 90+% there. So they put Mono up ahead, but Washington Justice sniffed it out. When it feels like Washington Justice knows what New York is trying to do and can play around that, they're absolutely crushing it. When they're playing more similar strategies, that's when New York gets ahead, when they get to play exactly according to plan. So things could crumble here as we head into Escort on Rialto if this happens once again.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they're going to be faring. I mean, a lot of members from Washington Justice starting to step up now in this latter half of the series. Corey, especially with the Zarya looking a lot better than he did on Kings Row. We had that lower third stat come through where he was getting lapped in Graviton Surge build time, but now, you know, coming up with multiple kills in those attacks, in those defenses there on Horizon really does help them net that victory. But could be the final map, could be just the next stepping stone for Washington Justice to get to that tiebreaker. Rialto will be our escort map.
And Rialto is a map where, you know, there's not a whole lot of depth to strategy. In most cases, you kind of stick with the same 3-3. We've seen some experimentation with the Sombra, with Pharah as well on this map. But generally speaking, it is going to be kind of a mirror matchup. High ground control is of the utmost importance with Zarya's. You know, if you're running the Winston, you're going to have to utilize you know, his extra jump mobility to take control of these low grounds, or sorry, excuse me, these high grounds when you're behind, when your opponent has that positional advantage. So even though we saw the kind of flop there for New York with the attempted Sombra play on Horizon, and the aggressive play from Mono there on the Winston, it's going to be more like King's Row, you have to think here on Rialto, with more mirrored compositions. Nothing flashy from New York, just going back to standard. And that's what we see here on the defense.
Corey going to be looking for a snipe. He is going to be damage boosted by Hyano here at the moment. Goes for that shot, not going to be able to find it. He'll just push back over to be able to swap things out. Namo showing himself in that top left side, maybe looking for a boop off the bridge. Justice have to be careful.
Yeah, knows how patient Giannis is playing this right now because of that threat you just mentioned. Feels safe now with the teammates coming through with a speed boost. They get across.
They do work their way forward. Mecha going in for a charge. Suit's taking a lot of damage. Might actually get popped out. Starts getting healed up very slowly. Corey just going to be wrapping around the backhand side. Looking for some damage. Bubble comes up. 70 energy. Not too bad to kick things off.
Now this is a really good spot for the Justice to actually control the high ground from. They need someone on the payload, though, as it is halted at the moment. It's not going to roll around. They're going to try to drop down here with Giannis. Corey on the high ground again, trying to get that damage done. They back away. Sansam goes in for the flank.
Yep, just inching that cart forward as much as possible. Go right around the corner, maybe looking for the knockoff. Charges forward. Oh, gets an isolation there on a Corey. Tries to get the kill. Pushes his way back in behind the Ryan shield, keeping himself safe for the moment.
Good reaction by Corey, immediately falling back into formation with his squad, not trying to be the hero, not trying to turn that fight around there onto Meko, just immediately pulling back. And Justice, after controlling that high ground for the majority of this first push, get a very easy, almost killless push here into A.
Yeah, right in front of the station here for point A. Now Justice gonna start backing off as Sensum takes a lot of damage onto that mech. Giannis as well, playing up around the corner, dodging out onto the fire strike. The cart getting closer and closer, just 3 meters away. And getting that nice time bump.
Notice the
Excelsior.
Okay, here we go. Grab coming out.
Been so patient, and Corey's just gonna be the first one to fall. JJONAK coming through with the kill. Sensum gonna pop out of the mech. Transcendence for good measure here from the New York Excelsior.
Very well
we'll
played.
Just go ahead and take that one away.
Very well played there on the defense.
Ooh. Oh.
Playing with fire, trying to duel against JJONAK.
All right, he's fine.
Very few Zenyatas live to tell the tale, but New York Excelsior, they lose that tool, they lose the grab, but the transcends, but it's a trade that's favorable for them. Now they regain positional advantage. They can fight around this archway where Mono's got the shatter. So difficult for the Justice to approach as Meko's got high ground here. They can just fall back to that archway if things get rough.
And they're getting closer to that next grab. 70% now surging forward. This gets a lot of damage in. On the back of Otto going down. Giannis isolated by himself, will be eliminated.
And this is just a map with twists and turns and choke points. There's not really any wide space outside of this, I guess, fountain area here around the corner before you get to that archway I'm describing where point A is.
Yeah.
So they have to go around this corner, then through the open space. That gives New York so much time to back away. It's not a fountain, it's a tree. But
A little courtyard, you know?
Courtyard, yeah. So Manu's gonna try to set up the threat of a shatter. He's not actually necessarily trying to get a big shatter here, but the threat means that Washington Justice has to be very wary about how they move around this corner. It's just not the shatter itself, the threat of the shatter. That's the most important part of this. He's backing away now.
Oh, bomb to open things up, try to get them some space. Grabs on Surge, gonna be coming through from New York, locking them up. No kills to be found yet, but the shatter on the side!
No way!
Goes to the quadra kill! Meko decimates their lineup!
And it's the threat of the shatter that they do not respect. They come in there, they get grabbed. He comes around the side and sets up for the big bomb there. Gotta respect positional advantage there, and they certainly did not. Walking around that corner without the answer, very impressive play. One more shot here for the Justice.
20 seconds remaining, can they make it happen? They have a shatter of their own, Sound Barrier to lead. Shatter comes down from Giannis, locks up 2. They manage to find 1, JJONAK eliminated, double kill, going over to the right now. Mono gonna be taken down, Neko popped out of the suit, and that should just be a wipe coming in. Washington Justice here The final hour will be able to push their way through to A, get that time bump, but they are a long ways away from finishing Rialto.
Certainly going to breathe a sigh of relief, though, after several team fights going poorly for them. A lot of ultimates used for that big combo from the Excelsior, the previous team fight, but JJONAK dies before he can trance. That's the key here. Now they have to return to the point. The high ground is going to be where they are going to set up their Alamo here. They're not even going to contest this low ground. They're not going to contest the bridge with the ultimates they have now. They're just going to fall back to this upper archway here where they're shooting down. Jumping down, actually, here.
Yeah, drop down comes through from New York Excelsior. Looking to hold him right here. Very limited options as far as flanks are concerned.
Now they don't have a high ground. Yeah, now they don't have a high ground, so Justice can actually push around pretty comfortably.
Speaking of high ground, they're going to be pushing their way up. Let's see exactly where they want to go. Sometimes just going to be inching the cart forward again, much like we saw around point A.
Yeah, this is basically a way where you can threaten Excelsior with a cart push while also being in good position with a majority of your squad. D.Va can always rejoin the high ground at any time. Corey is looking for a big grab.
Yep. Sees where the D.Va's at. Bubble comes through, protecting Giannis as best as possible. Tries to get that pick off into the back line on the JJONAK. He's unable to find it. Corey now going lower and lower, trying to stay alive. Gets in behind the Ryan shield, but now Giannis going to be taken down as LaRoe comes up with a double kill, making a triple as Yano will get that mace to the face.
Now, and from just the fans' perspective, right, it might have looked like that was a big feed moment for Corey, right? That might have been a huge overextension. Not really. He was trying to pick off JJONAK there, or at least threaten him so he would use the trance, so then his follow-up grab would actually be very effective. Unfortunately, New York Excelsior punished him and came in there, but in theory, the play was good from Corey. He still holds the grab. There's still a lot of opportunity here around the corner, but time is ticking down now with 45 seconds on the clock. This is the last fight they're gonna get.
40 seconds remaining. They made it happen right at the end before that OT was going to be rolling through. Can they do it again? Grab on surge going to be coming up. Blocks in Corey. He'll be the first one to fall. JJONAK coming up with the kill. Transcendence is out from Guido, but it just was not enough to save the Zarya's life, and that could cost them alone here. 25 seconds left. They're back across the bridge.
And now Excelsior's just going to use the bridge here to control them, make it so they can't really tag the payload. Just going to make sure that their life is miserable.
It's going to have to be Hyano.
Yeah.
You'd expect. Either he or Sensum going forward.
Oh, no.
Bomb in onto the bridge. Sound barriers out. Hyano. Somebody's got to get over to the cart. Seems like he's going to be doing it. Bomb up into the air looking for a pickoff. Sensum not going to be able to find anything. Corey going to be taken down. Hyano's over onto the cart. But
he's
he gets pounded down by Meko. They take him out. Now Guido going to be fallen. No supports available other than Otto, who's got the rally rolling, but no one is there. No one can tag the cart. And that will be the hold for New York Excelsior.
Very good ideas for the Justice on the attack here. Really good concepts of trying to force out early trances from JJONAK, but New York Excelsior, again, it's their patience that wins out in these mirror matchups. Sure, they got tripped up when they got a little bit complicated with the composition they were running on Horizon, but when we go back to something that's a little bit more standard, they are just playing around the Justice, punishing mistakes, punishing overextension. And as I said before, I feel like they're reading some of these plays like a book. We're going to take a look at this big shatter from Mono. Look at how he's able to get around here during the grab, hits the big shatter. They stepped over and overextended into the grab itself without realizing that he was going to be able to get in there and have the follow-up there. So 3 ultimates used for a big team wipe, and that really staggered the Justice back.
A classic bread and butter play there of the shatter with the bomb on top. Nicely done, perfectly played by New York Excelsior in that moment. They get the hold about halfway to point B. Let's see how they're gonna fare on their own attack. Justice already surprising us with that defense on Horizon. If they can replicate that performance, maybe they can push us forward into that 5th and final map.
Certainly a very high chance we'll see a good defense, at least from the get-go here.
They need it. If it falls apart at the beginning, you expect that it's probably just gonna be able to be taken by New York Excelsior very rapidly.
As we head into this defense, they do have the high ground taken here from the start.
Let me see some JJONAK Pharah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Might just look for a knockoff here on the high ground, then swap over.
If he hit right there and sent everybody into the canal, would have been
he tries.
Great.
He tries with the concussive blast, but Giannis already blocks it, so just gonna swap over. But that's the idea. If they get knocked down there, you can commit in for the fight.
Yep. Nene just gonna be swapping off that Widowmaker, so 3-3 gonna be coming back through as they start to make their way across the bridge. A little more aggressively positioned at the moment from the Justice. Will start working their way back towards that courtyard.
Libero just jumping across these buildings here, now like looking for a flank. Free push at the moment. Washington Justice being really careful about fighting against New York when they have this high ground, making them fight toe-to-toe in this courtyard.
Jonas under some fire. Shield's still going to be all right. Otto bursted back up. Hart rolling for free, however. A lot of space, a lot of respect being given by Washington Justice, which is understandable considering how this series kicked off.
Could backfire though, because this is too much distance given for free, and they're actually giving up positional advantage as well, as now New York actually has this archway controlled with better ultimates. Mono quadrupling Giannis.
Giannis, yeah, he's just gonna be taken down. Meko goes for it, manages to find the kill. There's one of this half. Gets rid of that enemy Ryan. Transcendence now going to be in from Guido as he gets it online. Shatter comes down. Catches multiple members. They'll push forward. Mono can't get the pin, but JJONAK gets a kill onto Otto. Another shield's going to be out of the fight. Anama goes forward, gets the kill onto Corey. And it's going to be cleanup time. New York Excelsior going to have a massive time bank to push.
And it feels like a panic trance there from Guido. He's not going to have it for the next fight. It's going to be so far away, as we'll see the stagger onto Otto here as well. Huge plays from New York. The win in that fight after the shatter means that they get all of their ultimates outside of the shatter, right? Up, so 5 ultimates available for the contest on B. No enemy trance. It's going to have to be the sound barrier here. They're already preemptively controlling this high ground as well. You can see Washington Justice knowing that's going to be where they have to defend from to avoid this big grab. Guido still not in range, no line of sight to build up the last 50% he needs for a defense here. And there's still 4 minutes to go.
Drop downs here. They stop the cart. Just a couple meters away. 9 more. New York Excelsior will close.
Barrier's out already.
Barrier is out, as you say. Guido getting closer to that Transcendence. He needs it online right now. The bomb thrown down. Looking for the big sets. I'm not going to be able to find anything, but Meko comes up with a double. Guido and Otto both going to be knocked out.
And that is going to be it. New York Excelsior gets the push on Rialto. They will close out this series.
Very impressive play here by the Excelsior. Playing standard, reading the Justice, and absolutely punishing their every move.
Fantastically done. 3-1 for New York to close it out. Washington Justice pick up a map. The guys will be right back from the break.